G'day, beloved hearts, brothers and sisters. I come to you with great love. I've got guidance, and Jeremy's going to join us this morning, and we're going to get in and go through a few unfoldings of what's unfolding for people and what they're moving through emotionally right now as all these energies come to the surface for us to clear. So I've invited Jeremy, and I'm hoping he should be on in a minute. So how's everybody going wherever you are overseas right now? How are we all going? Yeah, all right, Jeremy, I'm already on live, brother. Okay, all right, Jeremy's ready, so he should be on in a second, guys. So just hold on to your hats, and invited him to the live, so he should be on in a brief couple of seconds or a minute. So yeah, all right. There's a lot of powerful energies happening across the planet right now. We're going to get Jeremy's perspective on what's going on with the planetary alignments and everything else that's going on for everybody out there right now. So just wait for him to get on, and we'll be right to rock. Okay. All right, Jeremy, I've added you, brother. Let's get into it. I sent you a request. All right, here we go, guys. We got Jeremy Doemel coming on. Let's see if we can get him on, guys.
Brother. Brother.
I was supposed. I went to go for a drive. I was going to do the live out in nature today. I'm here in nature anyway, but I was going to go for a drive and do a live out at a beautiful place. But I left me bloody reading glasses behind, so I had to come home. So I'm doing it from home instead. I thought, fair enough.
Yeah. We just got home.
Oh man. Good
to see you, brother.
Great gratitude to you and our guides and our higher self and angelic realm for joining us this morning, brother. And we'll get into it and see how many people join us this morning. It doesn't matter how many people join us. The fact is, the message is going to get out there regardless. All right. So we give great grace and thanks to our guides and our higher self and angelic realm for joining us this morning, everybody. And grace and thanks for everything. And thank you, Jeremy, for joining me this morning on such short notice this morning. All right. I just did a live earlier this morning telling everybody or sharing everybody about how they need to be their authentic, unique, individual self and not get into that people-pleasing mode of trying to be everybody else and try to fit into the crowd. Okay. So, I watched part of your live this morning. I didn't get to catch it all. So, I'm going to get you just to launch into to share with what people are moving through from your perspective, what you're seeing out there with the energy and the emotions that are coming up for everybody, and how that pendulum swung. It's kind of swinging back and forth a little bit with people and how they're feeling with emotions, right? So I'm going to let you launch into that, okay?
Well, we have a lot of energies. We got a lot to talk about. We have a new moon today.
New moon.
New moon, grandmother moon. Yes, we're so grateful. We have a new moon, so beautiful new moon is a great time to set your intention as to what you want to let go of or what you wish to attract in your life.
Yep.
We have the 8-8 portal coming up.
Yes, Lionsgate. Go Leo.
Yes, that's right. That's powerful energy. And yep. Today we also acknowledge that Jupiter retrograde today. Jupiter went retrograde today.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No.
Yep. Jupiter went retrograde today and will carry through, stays retrograde till roughly the end of November. So and Jupiter is a big planet. It's about big things, big shift, about soul lessons. So, but honestly, for many, we felt like the last few weeks, like or for a while now, has felt like Mercury retrograde times 10. It's been like a shit coming up, and that
Yeah.
preparing us to go to receive more soul light, more downloads for them through the Lionsgate portal. So
Yes, absolutely. And it's a huge. This is the biggest Lionsgate we've had for forever, I think, too, Jeremy. To be honest with you, and I felt the energy myself leading up to this week. And I know technology's been playing havoc even with me over the last week or two as well, with the energy that's coming through.
yeah,
There's a lot of solar activity still happening, and I know the energy is increasing exponentially, and it will continue to do so as we keep moving through these energetic shifts. So,
yep, yep.
how are
We're
you,
just
bro? Good to see you,
we're just
Eric.
checking this out here for a minute here.
Yeah, you're right.
The energies are intense, my brother.
They
For
are.
many, it comes and goes. It's like whack-a-mole. It's beautiful one moment, and the next moment it's like, oh crap, poop, here we go again. But that's okay. Every day I don't wake up and jump on a unicorn and off I go play out in the unicorn pasture. Sometimes I got to feed the unicorns and do all that work.
Yep.
So,
I know the sleep patterns for a lot of people are being. I've spoken to quite a few people over the past week,
yeah,
and the sleep patterns are like off the scale. And I know for me personally, I've been getting maybe 4, 5, 6 hours sleep. Sometimes I go back to sleep, and other times I'm not. I know, and you may agree with me, or what, depending on what you're going through, Jeremy. Personally, I know I felt like I've been floating on the air off and on over the last couple of days, last week or so myself, and then sometimes I feel grounded, other times I feel like I'm kind of like being knocked around. Like,
yeah.
all right.
I love that. Spirit one day showed us what like a gear, and there's teeth on the gear, and sometimes that gear comes down, and it's like we don't feel grounded, but we're still connected to the source. If you
Yeah.
visualize the gear, and those are those sometimes the action stillness. Yesterday was a very wonky day for me. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like I didn't really feel like gaining understanding. I didn't feel like really doing much of anything, and I was just kind of like I was simply like just being all day
Yeah.
yesterday, preparing
Yeah.
for the next moments, prepare for the next energy, to stay in the now moment. And I didn't try to figure it out. I knew my heart was telling me it's just a day of rest, whatever that looks like. Just take care of my body, and all will be well, and that's it. But I mean, we can't express enough to everybody to exercise mindfulness, and
Yeah.
right now with Jupiter going retrograde, a lot of the big stuff is going to come up. So a
Yeah.
lot of those, because it's all about soul lessons. So if you're
Yeah.
holding resentments, if you're irritable, discontent with your job or money issues or relationships or all these old things, you're going to start thinking about old lovers, or I don't make enough money. Patience is a soul lesson. Humility is a soul lesson. Love of self, love of others is a soul lesson. Religious views are soul lessons, like religious fears is a soul lesson. There are so many of the moons that we refer to as moon energy. Whether and soul lessons are always attached to our beliefs of ourselves, or
Yes.
the external world, or of the higher realms of God. So
Yeah.
there's soul lessons of transcendence abound, and a lot of the stuff that you've really not understood or let go of, you're still getting dragged for, are going to come up. It's very much like Mercury retrograde. And
That's true. That's very true, Jeremy. And g'day, Debbie. How are you? It's just good to see you. Yeah, and I've felt that myself. I've actually, and the few people I have spoken to over the past couple of days alone have felt that. They've had a lot of vivid dreams. I've had previous lovers and friendships coming up and confronting them. G'day, Philip. How are you, brother? Good to see you. And a lot of soul lessons. If people aren't going to look at those lessons, they will get dragged through. With all respect and love for you guys, you will get dragged through if you're not looking, right? And And I feel now there's a lot of projections happening out there at the moment too, Jeremy. A lot of, and like you just said before, it's important for us because I did a live on that yesterday, I think, or the day before, about being mindful about how we are interacting with others, because there's a lot of anger, a lot of emotional turmoil coming up for people. But it's also about people being assertive with others, standing around boundaries, but having compassion at the same time where they're at right now, okay? Because the emotional people are not understanding how to work with their emotions, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it
and
all starts coming into ourselves and self-love. By the way, Sarah, brother, how are you
yeah,
doing on not smoking? What do you got? 2 weeks now? 10 days? Are you still not
no,
smoking?
I fell apart after 8 days, Jeremy.
Okay, we still love you. We want to say thank you for trying. Thank you for
But
doing
you
that.
know what? No, I'm going to give another go, bro. I'm giving another go. Seriously, I'm cutting back now, and I'm not smoking. I'm smoking less, and I'm certainly not. I've cleaned the car out the other day, and I'm not smoking in the car anymore. So,
Bless
um,
you.
yeah,
I'm
I'm cutting back.
you inspired me and others as well. Um, you know, and, hey, it's okay. It's a journey, not a race, right? When the stink is
Yeah,
ready
that's
to
right.
it
Yeah,
will.
it's a process. I mean, for me, 7 days straight, that was pretty good. And
That's
for
huge.
me,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me? That's huge. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well done. Well
Well,
done.
I'm going to give it a go, so it's all good. Thanks, Wayne. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Jeremy, and you said this, and I said this yesterday, yesterday's live as well. So we've got to be more mindful of how we interact with people, but we've also got to stand our ground and be assertive with people and say, "Hey, listen, that behaviour is not appropriate. I love you, but seriously, no." Right?
So yeah, if I may really quickly, I was watching some Norse
Please.
wisdom. Norse wisdom said this, and this really resonated with me. Trust not a man who will not speak even when not fair. What does that mean? Is that if I don't speak my truth, like if I feel somebody's trying to manipulate me and I don't say that, that's not me saying that. And when they say not fair, that may seem not fair to them. But it's not
Yeah.
my job to fix and control others' emotions and feelings. And to ignore is to give license in many ways. I'm not
Yeah.
saying be heart-centered, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, that's kind of like some real deep shit there for me. That I'm being manipulative and dishonest with myself if I'm not going to say, am I offended first? Not offended, but is it? I never want to say unacceptable behavior or but it's unappreciative behavior. And
Yeah.
if there's I don't have an appreciation for that when I feel like somebody's trying to control me or fix or manage me, or
Yeah.
or and way. Well, then I need to be somebody that's trustworthy for me and speak my truth and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Heart-centeredness. If I'm not saying anything I'm shameful about or whatever this is or somebody else's view, this is also part of the reason which helps the ascension process by you
Yeah.
saying something with compassion. Sure, you don't have to be a jerk about it, how you say it.
No, that's right. That's right.
But somebody said something that to me to challenge me, like whether or not, let's say it's plant medicine. Hey, like I got this blah blah blah, and they're just fishing. They're like somebody in my recovery community. It's like, oh, we feel like you smoke pot or you do mushrooms or you do whatever. And they're fishing for stuff, and I'm like, but that's not my truth. But I don't hide. I will never say whether I do or don't. I will always be authentic and honest and answer everything honestly. But when people try to fix and control and manage me, my next question better be, well, what's your role? What's your motive for asking me such question? I'll say anything with truth and be totally honest with you, but what's your role and what's your motive? Really to kind of put it back in their court and say, what is it you're seeking to do? Either understand me or control me or manipulate me, or what is it? Because frankly, what happens if I don't say that? I get a little bit resentful toward these people. And I'm not okay with that, because I want everything to be on the table, including every freaking thing on the table. You want to ask me about my personal use of plant medicine or whatever my life or what my recovery looks like? Great, let's talk about it. I have no qualms about that. But what I don't like, and what's not something I can't trust me if I'm not honest with myself and saying, you
Yeah.
know what, you're the form or the way in which you're approaching me feels makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to say that to my brother with love, so we can all brought to the table, have an honest discussion, a mature, heart-centered discussion about our life and why, what it is, what is your fear, what you know, and bring our fears to the table and talk about it. You know, and
Exactly.
because I have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing I'm holding guilt or shame or remorse about. But I can go backwards or lower my vibration by not speaking my truth or holding on to something. When somebody comes at me with something and I feel and I'm like, no, this isn't good. So I should not cower under under the understanding of others. I need to talk
Yeah.
about it and be heart-centered and bring it to the table and say, here's the thing. And if they don't agree with my lifestyle or me or who I am, then that's on. I have nothing to do with that. That's okay. But I cannot not speak my truth when that, because I don't want to hold resentments. I don't want to feel, I don't want any of that. I want to bring
No.
everything to light.
That's what we're being called to do more so than ever before, bro, is coming to the light more, having compassion, but coming across in a communicative way that is compassionate, understanding and loving, but also saying, hey, what's going on here? Right? And this is the thing, because when you hold back your truth, then you're not using your throat chakra, you're not being honest and true to yourself, and then you're actually going against your truth of not speaking up, regardless. As long as it's coming across as authentic and compassionate and understanding of those people, you've got to be able to speak up and be honest with why and how you're feeling. Because I know one of the things that is the big thing is feeling our emotions and sharing our emotions and what we're asking for, what we're needing or requiring in that given moment with that person, without berating them or pulling them down or trying to judge them or blame them. It's like, why are you doing this? What's going on for you? I don't understand. We need to get inquisitive. We need to get curious and say, well, what's happening? And that's exactly the way it boils down to, because the biggest issue we've got at the moment is people are bearing their emotions during these energy shifts still to some degree. Not everybody. I'm saying there's a lot are. And interesting mood today, Wayne. Shared my special light worker friend, Tamara, Shepherd Canadian, her mother, Indigenous elder, about Pope Francis saying, sorry, Indigenous tribes, Lakota, Sui, Cree, past wrongs, simulation. Yep. Okay, thanks, Wayne. A lot of things, and I don't know if you know Feel Good or Laurie Ladd at all, Jeremy. Feel Good put a short video out the other day about apologising for his blatant outbursts over the past week because of his emotional stuff that's coming to the surface. And I know Angela just said before, I apologise to anyone that I've upset or triggered.
I would love to acknowledge that for our sister Angela. We don't really, for me, it's like you did nothing, you didn't do it at intention. It's like, what's your role and what's your motive? If you're not, we just express ourselves. How others feel about it is none of my business. But I appreciate
right.
that, but there's no offense here. The only offense that can be taken from anyone is a reflection of themselves. And we want to be very clear about that. Yes,
Yeah.
we can intentionally say things that are hurtful for others, right?
Yeah.
But if people want to apologize for that, they're apologizing for themselves more than that. We cannot be afraid of others to fall away from us. We want to say that. Like, so if somebody said something and I ask good questions, I say, brother, what is it? What is your line of questioning, or what is it? What's your role and what's your motive? Why are you asking me these things? What is it you want to know? And why do you want to know it? Like, and really,
exactly.
if somebody says, well, no, you got, and they want to put me in judgment, and they want to follow, well, it's okay. Have a good life. I love you because you're me and I'm you. That's okay. I don't have any conflict with that. But I can't live in fear of. So Spirit one day said something so beautiful. They said, they were using an example, brother, as somebody that said, I want to be there for my friend who's asking to spend some time with me, and I want to be there with my lover who
Yeah.
wants me to spend time with him. I feel like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Now, first and foremost, we want to say it's unwise and unhealthy to ever do something for somebody because you would feel bad if you did it. And
Yeah,
Spirit
that's
was
right.
very clear about this. Spirit said,
Yeah.
what if we looked at everybody as chairs? Okay, there are two chairs that are outside in the elements, and it's going to rain. You want to use one chair, and you're just going to grab a chair and bring a chair inside and sit at it or under an awning or something like that. And at that point, you have no emotional attachment to the chair.
No.
And that's Spirit saying, look at people like chairs. This doesn't mean we don't have a lack of our compassion, but what it is because we give an emotional value to other people and their emotional value to us,
Yeah.
we don't live our lives authentically. And
No.
it's saying, let go of that. And we
Yeah.
say it with love, but everybody's essentially a chair. We see it from the personal human perspective of, oh my God, I don't want to offend that person. I feel so about their feelings and emotions. It's not your job to on how others feel. You could have a heart-to-heart conversation and say, this is my choice, but and if you're going to feel bad about it, well, then feel bad about it if that's what you need. But
Yeah.
and not be afraid of others' vibrations. If they're irritable, discontent, resentful for your behaviors or what your choices are, your own free will sovereign choices, well, then that's on them. Like we don't want to reduce the size of God. God's big, and let God be God for everyone else and their own feelings and emotions. But
Yeah.
speak truth and don't feel bad. Don't do something with somebody because that's people pleasing is manipulative and dishonest. We're not being truthful about ourselves.
No, that's right, and I want to agree. I'm going to agree with that, Jern, because that's true, and that's exactly what I did this morning. The earlier video about, and it seems to be a common theme at the moment is people just being you, just being your authentic self, being your real and raw self with compassion, love, and kindness in your heart, but being you, expressing yourself how you need to feel. Because this is the biggest theme that's coming up, and Laurie spoke about this the other day in her video as well. She said, too many of you guys out there are bypassing still. You're sitting in this high mighty competition state of competing like there's a finish line to get to. And I want to stay clear to you guys, seriously, to everyone out there, and Jeremy will agree, this is a journey. It is not a race. It is not a competition. This is a journey. And this is a long journey for us as humans here, right? We're having this experience, okay? This is a long journey, guys. This isn't a one lifetime journey. This is a couple of 100 years or more easily. So you've got to be aware of that, please. You're doing your best you can.
And let's not overcomplicate this whole ascension thing. There is only now, and there will only always be now. This moment that you're in right now. Not better, not less than anyone. You're just now. That's it. Like and are you living with compassion, unconditional love? All these things in this now moment. What are you clinging to? Like nobody's better than anyone or less than anyone. Period. End of sentence. No. We all have the potential to be beautiful, like noodles, but just a beautiful, free spirit, loving, unconditional, loving being that's not fearful of anything. But it's not a competition. It's not this or that. And we offer guidance, but when we offer guidance for others, we don't offer guidance to say, it's not a sage on the stage. It's a guide on the side, and we speak our own perspective, what's helped us. We make suggestions. When I speak with my brothers, we're making suggestions on things that have helped us, trying to unify, trying to reduce the separation and the fear and the control and just loving things. I just want to acknowledge Brother Wayne. Brother Wayne, I love you, Brother Wayne. That goes without saying, and doesn't even have to say that. But Brother Wayne, like, and so many others as well, they watch so much news and that's great. Whatever we want to do, we do that. But for me, I don't really watch the news a lot because news is a primary distraction for your brother Jeremy. It's
Yeah,
a,
same here.
and it's wonderful that the Pope is saying that for the Cree and the Lakota and saying that whatever. I don't know what they said, but if they're making amends, if they're offering apologies, all that's beautiful. But I don't even need to know about that. Why? Because the Creator knows about that. Because God knows about it. That's all it knows. That's between those beings and those conscious beings, or those people, or that collective. But I don't personally. Jeremy doesn't need to know about it because and I know, you know what I'm saying, because all
Yeah,
Jeremy's
I know what you're saying.
for his life cycle is trying to be the best version of me I could be for the highest good of all souls and most loving and compassionate. So I'm really not focused so much on the external as I am in the here and the now and what's in front of me. Not that I don't still watch global news or see what's happening, and there's no wrong way to do that or right
No,
way, and everybody's journey is great. I'm not trying to say what Brother Wayne is doing is wrong at all. What I'm saying is, like, on a deeper sense, we reduce the size of God so much in our lives. Like
hmm
we all have to know what's going on, but sometimes for many of us, like, we really want to stay what's going on with this, what's going on with that. But for me, to really frequency and vibration, I don't, I see the world, a lot of it, as distraction, as I'm a fractal of the creative source, doing the best I can in my own energy and my own love, and not getting caught up. We always talk about this energy traps, right?
yeah, we talked about this before, Jeremy.
Brother, yeah, if we give value, and I'll turn this, I'll be quiet after this. But when we give value to, oh, look what they did, that's amazing. And then what happens if it goes backwards? What I want in my life is neutrality
Yeah,
and balance, and saying, oh, that's is it beautiful? Is it shitty? And it just is, and it's okay. And what is my is in my now moment and my reflection on how my energy affects others. That's me.
agree. And that's the thing, Jeremy. Too many, and this is the other thing I see is people are getting caught up in the future events of what may or may not even happen.
It's
And
not
I've
here.
spoken about this before. The present moment is all we have. Tomorrow may not even be promised,
And if
right?
you and if we're thinking and worrying about the future or what has or isn't getting done yet, we're putting that thought into the collective consciousness, and we're creating
Exactly.
more fear in the collective consciousness. So
Yeah.
if we really want to be, the best way we can be of service is to love everything and say everything is beautiful, and you can hold space or visions for world peace, world harmony, one love, all that. That's beautiful. But if you're irritable, if you cling to an outcome, anything, even by saying all that, I mean, I love seeing, I want to see where we're at with social issues, with government control issues. Occasionally I tune into the news. And
Yeah.
as an observer, though, as an observer, I
Yeah,
don't see
exactly.
everything as right, wrong, or you know,
Because that's the thing, bro. People are getting, they're still getting caught up, and there's no right or wrong. They're still getting caught up in the external world. Yes, it's okay to be aware of what's happening, right? And like, I didn't know the other day that the volcano went off in Japan.
I didn't
They had
either.
no,
I don't know. I
no,
still don't. I just found out.
no, well, you only just knew now, did you? I didn't know
I
about it
didn't know
until,
anything about it.
yeah,
But
it was 2 days ago.
I know this much. That God is big, and all
Yeah,
the sisters and brothers in Japan, everything's happening for us, not to us. And there are spiritual people there as well, and Mother Earth is spiritual there as well. And Mother
yeah,
Earth is going to do what she's going to do. We knew that there would be a lot of storms and a lot of earthquakes, a lot
yeah,
of destructions, and I'm not surprised. And I would say, it's almost like I want to pray for the souls in Japan, right? Okay, I could say that, which is not a
yeah.
bad
We
thing.
can.
What we can, it's not a bad thing. But at
No.
the same time, it's also like and I'm not saying, I got to be careful with my language, but almost like by saying, "Oh Lord, God, help our sisters and brothers to save life," or what? No, well, the other thing I ever pray for my sisters and brothers is for peace and harmony, and for the knowingness as to why everything is happening, and to do its best. Yes, we'd love to preserve physical life, but at the same time, I allow nature to be nature, and I ask the higher realms to help bring comfort to the understanding as to why things are happening, and whatever thy will be done, not mine, right? So
Pretty
God,
much.
and you know, because there are some things we could pray all day, and we could pray to save lives, and sometimes lives transition, and things happen, and then we could feel, again, we give so much value to prayer. Some get so discouraged. I'm not saying prayer is a bad thing. It is absolutely a good thing.
Yeah,
But how I pray is changed for me over these years.
absolutely.
What I pray for comfort, for balance, for harmony, for understanding. And at the same time, I can put my own personal. If I feel like there's a loved one I love, I would like to see them in physical longer, I'll pray for them. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But at the same time, I would rather pray for the higher realms and the angels to help comfort the mental body, emotional body, physical body of those who are there, the doctors, who everybody's that's involved with that. Because whatever is going to be is going to be. And I may not have a say in that. I can pray for it, but what I want in the end, no matter what, is for understanding and love and peace and harmony. Hello, Genesee.
Hey, Genesee. The thing is, Jeremy, I feel that one of the biggest unravelings for people at the moment is to let go of the control over what they can't control. Okay, and and just before I go, I'm sorry, but Miss Bobby, I must have you on for another live at some point too, Miss Bobby. I haven't had you on for a long time. I must have you on again, Miss Bobby. What I want to say, Jeremy, and I know you agree, is a lot of people are in that control mode of trying to control outcomes, trying to control, yes, we're creationary beings, yes, we're powerful, yes, we can do all these things, but we can't, we've got to let go of the control, allow the natural processes, as Miss Bobby just said, like the earth is purging and cleansing, and we can't do anything about that. That is out of our control.
Destruction is a form of creation. We know this.
Exactly, yes. And this is what people got to understand. You can't, they feel like it's the wrath of God coming down on them. It's not. It's the transcending of the old world, so we can, in the destruction of the old, we're creating a new. And that's what people got to understand. I know.
And we should be grateful. So every time there's a huge event, a cataclysmic event, let's say with Mother Nature, like not too long ago, Assam in India experienced massive flooding. And yet it gave others an opportunity to come. Yes, there was a loss of life. Yes, that's unfortunate, but it brought also others together to check on their neighbors, to provide for those with wealth, to share their abundance, to provide for each other. It gives us an opportunity to come together, and so there is a benefit of that sacrifice of the physical bodies and all that what nature does, and the animals and everything else that perished from physical, but never from eternal soul perspective. Yes, but it gives us an opportunity to come together, to see it, to let go, to support each other.
Yeah.
Deb had a comment here.
Yep.
I love what she says. If you want to read what she said, I love that.
Our prayer is to raise them like homeless with blankets sleeping on the street. I was so glad that even in the worst, they get a cover and found way to rest from an intense night. I say thank you, angels, and God be with them. That's beautiful, Deb. Amen. Thank you so much. So I love that.
Yes, amen. That's it. Providing for each other. Those comfort, counseling, support, listening, people to show compassion and comfort from the situation, which is maybe divinely willed to happen no matter what, right? So
exactly,
it's how we look.
What it is, Jeremy, and I love the analogy of this, of how Laurie put this the other day in this video. She said, where everything is energy. Everything is energy.
Yes.
So everything we're going through is energy regardless, okay? And I know she put it in a beautiful way, in a way that was quite strong and powerful. It was like we're in the boxing ring. All of us are in our boxing rings, right? And every day we get knocked down, we're being inspired by our higher self and the archangels to get back up and keep moving forward, keep fighting the good fight, right? Okay? And everything's energy. This planet's energy, we're energy, everything's all energy that's unfolding around us, okay? And we're all connected regardless, right? We're all connected. And when people transition, the point I was getting at is when people transition over, they're not really gone. They're gone physically, yes, but energetically, they're still there. We just can't see them anymore.
Yes.
It's just a part of transcendence. That's all it is.
And
Okay?
when you deal with, here in the United States, teen suicide is up 800%, I heard. I mean, it's astronomical. Suicide, overdose addiction, murder. There's so much that's going on right now. And yes, from a human perspective, we don't want to see anyone suffer. That's why we keep talking about mindfulness, loving ourselves, forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's why we keep sharing that message, because we don't have to have that happen. But it's happening because those vibrations or influence of people that are self-loathing or fear-based, they go on from physical, but they also then the vibration raises, and we're not saying, you know what I'm saying? It's like very deep spiritual perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what you're saying, Jeremy.
Yeah, my phone may die here, brother.
Better whack it on charge. I don't want to lose you now. We're on a roll, brother.
We'll have to go back upstairs here. We need a moment. Yeah. But we don't want to dim the light. There's a great synchronicity. As you guys can't see it, but my phone is dimmed. And I'll tell you this. We're not trying to dim anyone's light. So if you're thinking of suicide or whatever, don't do that. There's a reason you're still dropping off.
No. That's what I'm saying. I said this the other day, Jeremy, in another post live I did. I said, I want you to know that you're worthy. I want you to know that you're strong. I want you to know that you're courageous and for getting out of bed every day and keep forging ahead. I want you guys to know that. Again, I want to remind them all again this way. I want you to know how strong and courageous you are, how powerful you are, how you can get through each day. I want you to know that you can do this, guys. Because there is nothing that you can't, there's nothing that is insurmountable for you that you can't get through. No matter how hard the challenges are, you can get through this. If Jeremy can get through this, I can get through this, and others, by golly gosh, every one of you out there can fucking do this too. And I swear to God, I'm as I sit here today, because I'm proof of that as much as Jeremy, brother Jeremy is, and other ones out there.
And there has never been more spiritual assistance from the higher realms on the airplane than now. So whether or not PTSD, sexual trauma, abuse, addiction, all that possible, we can recover faster now than ever before. Honestly, truly, we can.
Absolutely true. It's true, Jeremy. We can.
Yes, we can.
It's reaching out. It's asking for help. It's asking for the archangels to guide you to the people that are best suited for you too, even on the ground, right? You can heal yourself, but sometimes you need external assistance. That's fine, but you're the one doing the inner work. You're the ones, if you're willing enough to actually do the work on yourself, to release that, right? You know, I don't want to take away from anybody's journey, because I've had one of the hardest lives as much as Jeremy has, but I want you to know that you can do that. And there is nothing wrong with asking for assistance, guys. There's nothing wrong when saying the angels, send me to somebody who can truly help me move through this. Because if you guys are willing, then you're going to get through this. And this is exactly what it is, right?
And the universe will always support your beliefs. They will always support your healing. The universe will always align you with wise souls or assistance. It will happen. You have to have faith and action, at least a little bit of action by speaking up and saying, I need assistance. Hey, no, Maggie May. I got a cat here that's just, my cat is like, she's trying to knock my coffee over. She wants to get fed, but she's okay. She's not going to die. My cat weighs about 40 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms, but she's heavy. She's not going to wither away. She's fine. What are you doing, cat? She's giving me the stink eye.
Well, there's a bit of light entertainment for the day with this live, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's eating
Yeah, you're right.
chocolate.
Because so many of us are coming into alignment with our soul tribe now. That's very true. That's very, very true. We are. A lot of people I know, they're getting strung out a little bit and they're wanting to go home. I say to you now, guys, as Jeremy just said,
Yeah.
and Bobby said, please, you can do this. Please, God doesn't give you this for knowing that you can't get through. He knows God knows you can get through this, right?
Amen.
Everybody, angels know you can get through this. Okay. Was that a
I
bird?
love.
I think
I
it's a
saw
bird.
that. Yeah, that was beautiful. That's right. See, that was like that was like synchronistic of the angelic support that's always with us, always behind us, always supporting us.
Yeah, I was too busy focusing on. I just flick it out
You know,
behind me.
I asked Spirit one day. I said, "Why are you showing me this, Spirit?
Yeah.
Or why am I seeing this challenge in my life?" And they said the answer is always the same, because you can deal, because you're strong enough to get through it, because you can get through it,
Yeah.
because we're with you. You're not alone. It's okay, because you
Absolutely.
can handle it. If you're drawing breath right now, know that there's a seat at the table for you, and you're worthy, and you're loved, and yes, it can be emotional to heal and all that, but it's okay, and stay strong, grow slow, every tear's an arm curl. Know that you're loved.
Yeah, we can't keep
You are
forcing the flow, Jeremy. Too many people are pushing and they're kind of like grabbing at things really quickly when they just need to set the intention for what they want and then make those steps, but without trying to force it either, okay? Because we're not, I said this the other day, so yeah, we need money in this world, but it's not, the money will come to you if you come from pure heart and intention of what
don't
you
worry about
are
that.
doing. Yeah, right?
This is also about the energy we're in, that from today going on until the end of November, which is
Yeah.
about Jupiter going retrograde, soul lessons. So patience is a soul lesson, and humility is a soul lesson. So like just we always say this: be grateful for what you have. The universe will bring you all you need.
Absolutely. Always. Absolutely. The other thing I'm being guided to share too, Jeremy, is I know a lot of people out there are feeling a little bit of, they're not feeling loved at the moment either with certain things as well, certain people and families and friends and stuff, okay? I want to share with you guys, and you can go into this too, Jeremy, is that you please understand that there are people out there around within your circle. Sometimes they're not going to be able to love you as you love them. Okay,
Yeah.
because they're in a different state of awareness, conscious awareness. Now, this isn't a judgment. This is just everybody's on their own different paths, and they're all in their boxing rings. Like I said, they're fighting the battle within themselves. Okay, please understand that they can only love you as much as they can love themselves. All right. And I've had to come to the hard realization that over months that some people just are not going to be able to love me as I love them. It's not a codependent love. It's not a neediness love. It's just I have a lot of love to give. And sometimes you've got to pull that back and just allow them to be, as Jeremy said, and allow them on their own path. They may come back. They may not. It doesn't matter. Right?
Don't cling
Please.
to them. Yeah.
Pardon?
Don't cling
No,
to them.
don't cling. That's right. Yeah.
Like we all came here. We always say this: whether or not you choose to accept it or not, the truth will never change. But we all came here to experience. Look, the form needs the formless. We have to experience suffering in order to experience to have a value for healing. And vice versa. And so we have to honor everybody wherever they're at, wherever their free will choice is, even if that means not loving us, because don't look at that. Their inner child, their mature self may not love you, or may appear to not love you, but their higher self loves you, because their higher self is part of us. Don't see it from a surface level, and allow that, because otherwise we suffer when we attach, again, the chairs, our feelings and emotions to those perceptions of the others' feelings and emotions towards us.
Yeah,
Don't cling to it.
That's right, Jeremy, because the soul is love. The soul just loves. The
Yes.
heart
Yes.
loves. It's the human perspective of the mind and the intricate layers of the physical side of it and the traumas they've gone through, right? G'day, and how are you, sister? Thank you much, Miss Bobby. I did read that. I did read that comment you put up. Thank you so much. Sending
I
you love right back to you, sis.
I love
Um,
what Anna says.
yeah, yeah. Slowly,
Slowly,
slowly, with
slowly with
non-attachment, set us
non-attachment.
free.
Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
Because so many
Beautiful.
people are attached, Jeremy. That's the problem. They can't.
Yeah.
They're so raveled up in the fear of, oh my God, but if I let go, what am I if I don't have that person in my life anymore? What am I if I don't have that job? What am
Because
I?
you don't know what kind of beautiful, outstanding, beautiful souls that are more aligned in line with you that are
Yes,
coming into your life. And if you keep clinging to the old ways, allow that to be that, okay? And
yeah,
just be open hearted, open mind, open spirit to the beautiful alignments that the universe is trying to align you with. Even if it's a
that's right.
tree spirit, even if it's a bird flying over our back, that's
Yeah,
beautiful. You're not meant to, you don't have to experience suffering day in and day out because we
they
fall back
they
into a victim
no,
mentality.
yeah,
Sometimes we
they're
fall back.
creating that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is the thing, guys. We want Jeremy and I want you to understand that. Look, we understand. Okay, that the biggest thing is right with the attachment, the conditioning, the programming, the controlling of humanity. You have to be this way, you have to do that way, you have to da 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 da, right? You know, when you release that and know from the whole soul perspective that you are eternal energetic beings here and powerful creationary beings, and you let go of the human experience while still embodying being a human here, that's the gift of your freedom, right? I've said it numerous times, Jeremy, on lives that I've been on my own for 3 years, guys. Yeah, I want my tribe. I've got some around me, right? And I released attachment to others who aren't in alignment with me right now because they're not matching my frequency, my vibration, right? Was that hard? Hell fucking yeah, it was hard. I struggled to let
Oh,
go.
dear brother. Sometimes I'm like this. I'm like, I would love to be aligned with another physical, beautiful woman and be in a beautiful interdependent relationship. My
Yeah,
human body craves the touch of another, intimacy,
yes,
love, and shared love and beautiful support and challenged in beautiful ways. All that I would love that. But here's the
absolutely.
thing: if we keep looking at the short game, we're going to suffer.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
looking at life like a short game. Look at life like a long game. Okay.
Yeah,
At what point, no matter how old you are in physical, know this that elders have been making dynamite love for since the beginning of time and having beautiful relationships even later in life. And we put such a thing, oh my God, Jeremy, or oh my God, or somebody else. I'm so old, and I'm like, and where's my lover? Where's my partner? Where's my equal? And it's like, are you kidding me, Jeremy? Short game. No, no, no. Long game. Look at it like the long game. Stop focusing on the short game, because if we do that, you miss out. It pulls you away from the now moment of experiencing the beautiful. Because here's the thing: if you just experience a present moment, each moment you're in, and love the vibrations and flow with what's known as divine sexual energy, which is
yes,
actually sexual energy is very misunderstood, but really
yeah,
what
it
in
is.
many cases, but what that means, divine sexual energy is being so grateful. It is like in observance of a tree is like the energy of lovemaking, sacred lovemaking. Every moment you're in is so beautiful. It's sacred. It's spiritual. It's oh, such a deep unconditional love for every moment. Then when you actually are blessed with a vibrational match, wow, amazing, amazing. It'll be so, but don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry, because if you're clinging to want something and that's not here yet, The reason you can't see it is because you still have work to do here in this now moment. The reason you
That's
can't
right,
see the
Jeremy.
future is, or why 3 blocks down the road it's blurry and you can't see, is because you're not there yet.
No,
Allow
that's
that
right.
to be when it comes, when it comes. Just do your best to love and be grateful for your experience in every now moment. That will come. And don't force it. Let go of the short game. Look at the long game.
That's the thing, and that's what other people got to realize, because they get caught up in the short game, not the long game.
Man,
Right?
if I tap out in physical 40 years from now, and I'm like, damn, I never got married. I never found an equal. I never shit. But then I look back at my life cycle. I said, yeah, but we had a beautiful life cycle. It was like I was like some awesome monk that went through life, the rock and roll monk, and I experienced nature, beauty, friends, all these things, and it was beautiful. And why would that be a bad thing? So let go of your reservations or expectations. Let go of how you think your love or your life should look. Let go of that. Like, yeah, you can dream all you want. You can make plans, but don't plan the outcome. Because
No.
when you do, you lose sight of the now moment and the beauty that
Yep.
is offered to you, and so much unconditional love in each moment you're in, right here, right now.
Exactly.
It's
Whether
not
it's whether
that's something we wait for. It's here now.
yeah, whether we're in nature on our own or whatever, Jeremy, it doesn't matter. Every moment is sacred when we look at that from that perspective, right? Even when
Yep.
I'm out on my own and went for a walk in nature yesterday, and I did a short video of nature. That brought me a lot of joy. I was only there for an hour just to breathe in some fresh air and get a bit of movement, but it was beautiful, and I loved it. And I love connecting with those guys yesterday who saw that video when I was out in nature, because it brings a sense of peace and harmony for people out there in that no moment too. And this goes back to us being authentically real and not. So many people get caught up in this whole concept of being something that they're truly not, and they put these masks on. And I said this morning in the earlier one. I said, this is me, guys. Jeremy's Jeremy. I love you. I love my brother over there. He's freaking awesome. He rocks, right? And we rock together when we get together, right, bro? Seriously. And but just be you. Drop the we're not here to be robots, family of light. We're here to freaking be just ourselves. All of our intricate layers, every freaking piece of what we're feeling each moment, each day of each second, right? It doesn't matter. And some may have good days and some may have roller coaster days where you feel like a dumpster. Well, that's okay. Pick yourself back up and just keep marching on forward. Feel through the emotions, don't become the emotions, listen to the thoughts, release the thoughts, allow them to flow like a river, like I said the other day. And you will continue to lift your vibration, because when you sit in that, you are lowering your vibration. When you are bearing your emotions, you are staying in that low vibration. By lifting ourselves up and being consciously, we're evolving when we acknowledge those emotions.
Amen. When you spoke about being in nature and feeling fulfilled, when I before we went on this live stream, I was at a holistic center, and we did a sound bath with singing
Yeah,
bowls. And as I'm
yeah,
laying there, just breathing, just inviting it, and just allowing that frequency to just balance me and everything, I'll be honest. And that feeling that I had, my mental body, emotional body, physical body, spiritual, ethereal, everything, I was like, it was so beautiful. It wouldn't have mattered if I was making love to the most sacred partner I could ever imagine, or if I was experiencing sound healing or nature. It's all the same. It's so beautiful, guys. And we look at we put this. The mind wants to put a label on what we think love or unconditional love or a beautiful experience would look like. And it doesn't have to be a physical one. It doesn't have to be of the flesh. It doesn't have to, but it can be all these things. But we suffer like, oh, I'm so lonely. I feel so lonely. Look, when I was enjoying that sound frequency, that sound bath, I wasn't lonely. I want to be very clear. I was fulfilled in every way. When I'm in nature, I'm not lonely. I'm fulfilled in every way. When I'm
yeah,
present,
exactly.
I'm grateful for my experience. I'm fulfilled in every way.
Exactly, and that's appreciation each moment, no matter what it is, bro. And I won't go into details like I did with you before, but even last night for me, when I went to poetry night that I went to,
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
freaking epic. I got completely fulfilled last night. It was
yeah.
amazing. I had tribe around me. I laughed so freaking
Amen.
hard. I laughed so
Dude,
hard, my mouth was sore at the end of the night. And
yeah,
I walked
that's a
out there like
beautiful.
glowing. It's like, yeah.
Yes. That's like when I go to a festival or I see people or I people watch or I enjoy the human
Yeah.
experience or the frequency or even the chaos. It's everything is always so beautiful. It is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's your perception of what is it, and to have a unique human experience or to have to see something beautiful, to see expression, just to observe life itself. Imagine if you were a galactic ancestor, an ET that was shum, shum, shum. Now you're on the airplane. You're like, wow, this is far out. This is so beautiful. Look at the new year. Like, how's that bad thing? Like, it's beautiful. Like, this is great.
I love it, Jeremy. It's awesome.
Totally. Sometimes
It's,
just pretend you're a spirit orb and just observing. You'd be like, wow.
it's what's the saying, Jeremy? It's being involved in life, but not being involved as such or something. What's the saying, Jeremy?
Oh, I
When
don't
you
know. I don't know that I know that.
It's being less involved, but being involved at the same time. I'm not sure. I can't remember I've got the meme on my bloody phone. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's something about you can be. Hey, Jolene. You can be involved with life, but not be involved, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it
Yeah.
is, but
Well,
yeah,
most of us, we feel as though we were we are, how do I say it? Now I'm having a challenge. Come on, Spirit, help me to remember this. Hello, Jolene, sister, dear sister. It's like we feel like we're born into the earth plane versus of
yeah,
the earth plane. Like
yes,
we're so much deeply connected. And when you have a narrow view, when you look at life as a short game, when you have an agenda, you miss out of all the beautiful energy from the universe that says, come experience, look over here, vibrate over here, feel this, have that conversation, have this experience. Like, look, I don't force to the best of my ability. And I experience amazing magic just about every day. When I do that, it's amazing.
it
There's
is.
nothing I can seek beyond myself to fulfill me when I'm in that state of consciousness, when I'm in my heart that way. I'm fulfilled. It is literally, like I said, making love to the most beautiful, magnificent, sacred partner ever was no different. I would feel no more fulfilled in that aspect than I was just absorbing the frequency while doing a sound bath today or being in
Yeah,
nature. It is all just blissfulness. It is beautiful. It is gratitude. It is love, unconditional love. It's beautiful.
it is. And then
Yeah, I love
that
what Joe said.
and Jolene just said that's right. Honor the natural
Yeah,
rhythm. Exactly. That's
yeah,
right, sister. Yeah. It's about honoring the natural rhythm and being connected to the earth at the same time and
yeah,
enjoying the life no matter how it presents itself. Like, and I
yeah,
said to you this morning, Jeremy, and Jolene, actually, I spoke to her this morning too. I said, I'm going away next week for 3 days, right? Because I'm being called to go away to one of my favorite spots up north here in Queensland. And I love this place. I don't know why. I got asked by my brother last. I said, "Why are you so drawn to that place?" And so I don't know. It's like it's just magnetic for me. It calls me every time, every so often, to go up there. And 3 days is all I need, and I'm recharged and ready to tackle the world again when I come back. But it's beautiful. Sunrises in the morning off the beach, sunsets. Just peace and harmony and connecting with nature. It's only a little town up there where I'm going to, bro, but it's beautiful. So
we spoke about this many times, brother, that there are sacred color energy rivers on the airplane, if you will.
yeah,
Like stuff
that's true.
like so this could be like a silver energy, a renewal energy, a diamond energy, where it's just
Yeah,
it's almost like a ley line. And your spirit knows this is the place to recharge, renew.
yeah.
This is where I
Well,
go. This is where I get process my feelings and my emotions. This is where I can go to have higher wisdom come through my downloads or whatever. Or this is where the creative energy is. This is, it's so beautiful.
Well, there's only two places here that I actually truly embrace, and one of them's out west, out west out of Queensland, and the other one's up north off the coast. So um, when I'm drawn there, my higher self saying you're going, I'm saying, well, okay, I'm going then. So I've got the money, so I'm going. So,
That's
and
beautiful.
that's where we've got to follow our flow and our bliss, because even if it's about the finances, the universe always provides us with the finances to get there in some shape or form, no matter how it unfolds. It will always be there for us too when we're called to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, I love this. I want to show you something here, dear ones. So
Go on.
we have this beautiful plant here. This plant, this plant has literally gone sideways. I don't know if you guys can see this. It is
Yeah,
literally going sideways. It literally went sideways. This entire tree. This is a tree, and it's grown sideways. Now this part of the tree is the old life cycle. That's the mind saying, I want to go that way. But look, now it's growing, now it's shooting up here with fresh leaves coming straight up. So the plant is like this, but now there's like one thing that's going straight. This is the old way, and this is the new way. Can you see this tree is turned
yeah,
sideways?
yeah, yeah. That's
But
beautiful.
realistically, now it's growing straight up off a new shoe. And that's beautiful. That's
That's
amazing.
incredible.
So you trust your heart and you will have new growth. You know, it's beautiful. I love this
And that,
tree.
Jeremy, let's go into that. You just mentioned that, okay? Let's talk about that a little bit, right? Let's talk about why people are struggling with trusting themselves, right? Why? Let's talk about that, because I feel that's a big thing for people right now too, to be honest.
Yeah. Repeating patterns, repeating patterns, repeating patterns. The old ways we sometimes we are so fearful to experience something new. When you shared
Yeah,
about how the other day you were at a gathering with community and it was a beautiful experience, but very different. When we have courage to trust our intuition, to allow ourselves to take the box and get rid of the box. There's no more box. What we expected, what our life, a beautiful life of joy and abundance should look like, let go of all that. We don't
yeah,
care about what cosmopolitan says, what money and finance says. We don't care about this or that or what anything else. We just want to trust our heart and allow ourselves to trust that intuition to guide us to go where the energy feels or the experience feels. If that means like
exactly.
if you feel like, say, let's give an example. Let's say you're looking through a local paper that says that it has community events in it, and you see something about, oh, this is about a class on embroidery, right? And you're like, I don't really, never really wanted to learn about embroidery. But for some reason, your heart says, you should go to embroidery class.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kind of want to trust in that because it might not even be about the embroidery. It might be about a soul that you meet there. Okay,
yeah,
you have to
exactly.
understand this. Your heart knows all the beautiful potential for the highest vibrations. So when you learn to trust that intuition and you say, boy, this is not something I would ever do. That's an old pattern because your old pattern's like, no, it's got to be rock and roll or I'm going to go do this. No, let go of all that old stuff. Trust your heart because the universe knows the possibility of all free will. Your heart knows that. So you never
Yes.
know. It may not be about the actual event or the label of the event. It could be about the energy or the people there. There's something more deeper that you just can't see in your mind. So trust in that. But most of the
That's
reason people do that is they get stuck in the old ways, what it's supposed to look like. This is how I've
yeah,
done it forever. Well, let go of that. Because if you're still doing that, you're a tree that's going sideways. But if
yeah.
you really want to grow up, then allow
I love that, bro. It's so true. And that, I mean, look, I always go to my poetry night, but last night, once a month, but last night was just mind blowing. And the sister that sat next to me, that was really cool because I actually held space for her while, she had just finished coming out of a relationship 6 months ago and she's moving through stuff. And I said, well, that's cool, and I made a new friend out of that, and another one, and the regular tribe was there too. It was just awesome. And I've done other little different experiences over the past weeks as well.
Yeah.
I've been for high stuff. Said, yeah. I said, well, I know I'm going there, so I'm just going to go and do. And then I meet people, like you said. It doesn't matter when you question that. You don't try new experiences, like Jolene just said. Too, you're not expanding. You're not growing because you don't know what will unfold out of that experience.
That's
You
right.
never know.
Spirit has all the eyes, all the ears, all the feelers on everything, and they know it. And that's the beauty. That's the mystery box. That's what's so awesome,
Yep.
because you go there and you're like, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Allow it. Trust in that.
Now, Jeremy, would you believe it? We've actually been on for an hour.
Okay, yeah, I believe it. We'd like to talk.
Is there anything else you want to share with us about the energy coming up over the next month, the Lionsgate?
Well, everything right now, yes, really be kind, be gentle to yourself. Rest your body when you need to. Sometimes stillness is the action. Feel your feelings out. It's okay. No more meditation tonight. Put your attention to the moments right now. So what you want to let go of, what you want to align with, or things like that. But really be kind, be gentle, because a lot of things could start coming up, especially because Jupiter just went retrograde now.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
soulless and stuff will come up. But let go is what I want to say to the collective. Let go. And that. So,
Jeremy, we can't hear you properly.
okay.
We can't hear you.
Well, that's okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the sound's gone weird.
It's okay. My vibration's too high. I just want to say I love you all.
All right. So what Jeremy said, guys, stay hydrated, surrender, okay, and just keep doing the best you can, because you've also got Uranus in a couple of other planets, as well as Jupiter, like Jeremy was saying, right? So it's really full on the energy. Take care, self-love, water, grounding, stay away from toxic environments where possible. He's so cute, Jeremy.
Yeah. All right,
That's
guys.
better. I can hear you now. Thank you, Jeremy. We're going to get going, okay? I'll let you go, brother. Thank you for joining us. Love you guys. Ulu love to you, Jeremy.
Love.
And we'll talk again soon, guys. Okay. Bye.